Leo family, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are looking at your energy for the week. So I hope you are well. I hope all is well in your world. Not a lot to report. Oh, we do have a full moon coming up this week. So the energy, we're in Aries season. Things are kind of getting a little bit more momentum, a lot more intensity. I'm sure you guys can feel it. Usually fire signs work really well off of other fire sign energy. I mean, that's also dependent on what's going on in your world, in your chart, however you want to look at it. But yeah, I hope that things are moving fluidly for you. This full moon is in Libra. So it's a good opportunity to balance, work on our partnerships, our relationships, not only with other people, but with ourselves as well, right? We forget about that one quite often. All right, let's get into it, Leo. What is the highest and best message for the Leo collective? Yay to readings. All right, here we go. Okay, mirror. So this is not the easiest energy, right? Like, we love to sit and complain and point the finger of who did what and blah, blah, blah. But really, those things are mirrors for our life. You know, what we dish out, we're going to get back. It's the law, you know, whether you want to look at it as karma or the mirroring effect or however you want to understand it, right? If that energy is within us, within our being, then we are going to attract it back to us. And it's not an easy energy to look at because it's way easier to blame, play the blame game, judge, etc. You know, for this, I feel like the silver lining is it's not to throw shade to anyone, right? Not to you, not to whatever you're dealing with, etc. Because like I said, they're not the easiest energies to move through. We just have to be mindful of this type of mentality, because if we are not paying attention, then it is going to be this kind of like come to Jesus moment, you know, where something's going to happen that's not going to make it feel so friendly. You know, you might be pissed now or annoyed or whatever, but if we don't recognize it, then that's when these kind of lightning moments, tower moments enter our life, and it can feel really, really, you know, oppressive. But maybe for you, there's a level of freedom that comes with it, with that party time. You know, you might be doing a lot of celebrating. Actually, that energy has been coming through in the astrology, especially with the full moon. Be really mindful about what you're doing this week, who you say what to, etc., because it's that value, loose lips sink ships. I got that one from my dad. It's true though, right? Like, we just want to be a little bit more buttoned up, have that eagle eye perspective. You know, I feel like you've been holding on to something for a long time, Leo. You might not 100% recognize it, right? You might not want to let it go, or oh yeah, I just split to the Queen of Wands. Anxiety, that Nine of Swords. That's the anxiety, the fears that keep us awake at night, right? So I'm hearing this for you as there is some stress, but maybe you don't really want to look at it. Maybe you don't really want to deal with it, you know, and that's where that sort of epiphany, you know, or tower moment comes into play. I also hear this for you as it actually helps release some of the energy. You know, or I mean, on the other side of it is if you've been doing too much partying, too much hanging out, too much kind of like willy-nilly, free-spirited. I love that vibe 100%. But you know, just as in anything, too much of anything is not good, right? The nature of life is really to be in balance to the best of our ability. It gives us a strong framework to work from. And I feel like you don't really see it that way, you know, right now. I mean, it's more focusing on the annoyance, like I was talking about, the blame game, the frustrations, but not really looking at the real true issue that's in front of you. Yeah. with that Nine of Wands. That guy's intense, right? It's all about kind of building up your stronghold, your safety, your walls. You don't want anyone to permeate that. And that is coming from a lot of wounds, a lot of pain, a lot of your own stuff. So be really conscious of that, because you are definitely on the defensive. Fire energy can be pretty intense. We are in a fire season, so it's going to fan that flame. Fire in its positive light is creativity, inspiration, ambition, charisma. But in its negative side, it likes to control and manipulate and have a sharp tongue, pride, arrogance, etc. So wherever you're falling on that spectrum, be really conscientious, Yeah, there is a lot of stress, and maybe that's why you can't really see it for what it is, right? Because it's been a certain kind of way, you feel really self-protected, and you have a lot on your plate, and you're not going to specifically... that's, again, I see this a lot with fire signs. It's like this need to be right. And, I think we all like it as human beings. I like being right, But I think it's that added layer of sometimes we really need to kind of take a step back and see where that need might be inhibiting, other things in our life, right? Coming back to this energy of having that eagle eye perspective. And again, it's easier said than done. We all want to be justified. We all want to be heard. Seven of Swords, maybe being a little bit sneaky. This came up in Cancer's reading as well in the exact same position. So maybe you are, here's the thing. I see a lot of stress, 100%. But I feel like the stress is not... And I guess this makes a lot of sense. The stress isn't helping the situation for you. It's actually kind of making you turn towards more primitive mechanisms. Primitive mechanisms meaning, just kind of like being sneaky, being shady, not being 100% honest. Especially when it comes to home, family, money, etc. Something has come to a close for you. And this definitely could be related to your family environment, especially if you have children, etc. The Ten of Pentacles is that energy of legacy and the home, the life that we're building, the people we choose to surround ourselves with. And something about it is not working out, right? And that's probably why you're really stressed out. You thought maybe something was going to go a different way than what it did. But you almost feel like, well, that cycle is ending. It's coming to a close. I'm going to pull one more for you guys on that. And there's a lot of fear around it, right? But I think the thing, it's playing heavily on your fulfillment in life. What makes you feel stable and good and happy and well. Maybe you blocked yourself from those feelings, from that experience, and now you're seeing, like I don't want to say consequences, but it is. It is. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to laugh at misfortunes. I have bad timing at my laughs, and I do love to laugh. So it's not to throw shade at you guys at all, right? Because this does feel stressful. It feels like, what the F? What did I do? Why did I do this? You had it all, it's like you had it all. This is such a beautiful, abundant energy. This is, like I said, it's the complete embodiment of having it all. Family, home, money, fulfillment, happiness, love. And there was something that happened that separated you from that. But you're not even, I don't know, like that's the thing. You're not seeing what that was. And that's where I would encourage you, if you're complaining about the situation or what happened, I would encourage you to look at it from that lens of being a mirror. Okay, I didn't like the way this person said this to me. Well, where does that show up for you in your own life? Where do you say those things to yourself or believe those things about yourself, right? We have to kind of flip the script in order to get the information. There is a message, communication coming in this way. This could be from a partner or a former partner, someone you had this relationship established with is normally how I see that King of Pentacles, right? Because we have like a lot of family dynamics, partnership dynamics. If this is not your romantic partner, then it's, you know, can play out in business, things that are a little bit more official, right? Like things that we partnerships that we form in different ways in life that kind of affect our stability. And that's the challenge, like, you know, Leo, is because it does talk about like you're refusing to talk about things. And so this person's situation is looking at it very diplomatically. Well, this is what I have to do. If the communication comes in, great. But otherwise, I'm just leaving it alone. Maybe they can feel you kind of thinking, concocting how to get back to that space, especially if you're dealing with an ex. But there's not a lot of integrity being, you know, and I feel like that makes sense. And granted, this is only the energy for this week. But like there's this refusal to have things move forward. They're just, and I've seen this a lot throughout this week, last week, the zodiac readings. There's some stagnancy that's presenting itself that, you know, I mean, I don't know. Well, we're not in a stagnant season. I mean, Aries fire is all about momentum and movement, planting those seeds. But the problem with this is, you know, there is the ability to get what you want, Leo. You can have exactly what you want, but it is asking you to dig deep, to see things from a different perspective. 222 was on the clock, and rise above it. Again, easier said than done. I get it, 100%. Maybe you feel like this person doesn't deserve that, but having a conversation, having clarity, knowledge, etc. is a lot more peaceful than just like crossing your fingers, hoping something gets said, or, you know, putting yourself in that person's way so you have the interaction with them, depending on what your dynamic is. It's like I almost hear it like you're just waiting for them to reach out to you or waiting for them to initiate something. I get that. That's probably part of this Seven of Swords energy. Maybe you are super stressed out and so it doesn't look feasible right now to add this extra thing to your plate. But at the same time, I feel like the ball is in your court. Sorry, but that's how it comes through, you know. And the changes here, no matter what. Actually, legit, Cancer got that same card in the same spot. So check out that Cancer reading, especially if you're on the cusp. There is movement, and it does feel maybe it's towards the end of the week. Maybe you get a little courage. Maybe that full moon inspires you to, you know, kind of take some action, make some things happen. You're still protecting yourself. I mean, and fairly so, whatever this Nine of Wands is, it was brutal, right? You feel like, I mean, look at the intensity of those stakes that he has set up in front of him. Imagine, like, you would not want to come into contact with that guy, right? And I feel like you are still a little self-protected. Maybe there is a conversation, but you can't be 100% honest or vulnerable. It's just not getting you anywhere is what I'm seeing, Leo. And I feel like this is a lot about you rising above and evolving beyond, which is hard. Easier said than done, right? but worth it. I was actually just reflecting on that this morning. You know, life is hard. Like, I was reflecting on just like, I went through a lot of stuff and over the past year, and, you know, being on this side of the coin, like, I'm proud and I'm thankful, and, you know, and it doesn't mean I don't wish some things didn't happen, but, right, that's the nature of the beast. And really, when we connect with this vixen energy, so maybe this is places that you're being secretive or hiding. Why do you feel like you have to do that, right? Like, why? What is stopping you from being honest and authentic and vulnerable? What's stopping you from having that conversation, even if it is going to hurt? You know, this concept of hiding, blocking, sneaking around, all that does is limit and restrict energy, right? It just, because we're holding on to something that probably needs to be released and let go of. And when we hold on, we restrict, we constrict the flow of life, of energy, hoping for that. Like, and I feel, I get why you're doing it, right? Because it's the hope that it's all gonna work out magically. Sometimes that happens, I don't know, but I kind of feel like most of the time it's like we have to be proactive, right? Especially if this is something that we want and to bring, that we're working to grow and build something that is precious to us. And again, maybe that's why you're taking your time. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to make sure things are a little bit more balanced and stable, which I think is, you know, honorable of you. Just make sure it's not moving into non-action, right? Not doing anything about this. Because then that tower moment is going to come into play. So Leo, again, this is the energy for this week. I'm sending so much love and blessings to whatever you're navigating through. Thank you for tuning in. I so appreciate it. You know, I'm here to support in whatever way, whether that's through a reading, energy healing, wellness consult. It is my heart to bring love and support to all those around. Big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. I would love to build and grow the community. Lots of love today, guys. Have a good one.